Hi everyone, John here from All Miniatures Great and Small, and I've got Mark, Jake, and Jacob all in the studio, and today is our grand finale for our 40k slow grow campaign. It's going to be a 3,000 point battle, Imperium versus Xenos. So it's going to be the Ultramarines and the Dark Angels teaming up. Now we have some contention. We've already fought a few times here. You know, you have secrets. I have Primaris. You don't like those guys. So we have our issues, but
we embrace now.
I
finally embraced.
You've embraced the Primaris.
I have.
Particularly since you're looking at Death Watch now.
Yes, indeed. I could have had them today. Would have been a really nice deal.
Nice. We have Death Watch on call right now.
Yeah.
So that's our Imperial force, and we're facing kind of an unusual matchup.
I think, well, so the Xenos, so Tau are all about the greater good, and they've just realized that the best way to do that is to join the hive mind, which is the greatest good.
No. Here's what really happened. So the Tau put chips in all of the little bugs, so they're driving around just like little drones.
You guys can fight it out.
They can
really
we'll
just finish
Once we kill you, we'll fight each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have two competing narratives over there. Is the Tau are controlling the Tyranids using technology, or is the hive mind actually in control of those Tau? Who knows? Maybe they need to fight in the parking lot after the game. Maybe we can settle this once and for all.
Just throw models at each other.
So let's get some predictions down there. Jacob, Jake, how do you think this battle's going to go for you? What do you think of the matchup?
I think it'll be a crushing victory, and we will slaughter all the Imperium by the end of turn 3.
My teammate's very optimistic. I don't know that with these new changes in Deep Strike, I've had to change how I do my very aggressive first turn assaulting army. So I honestly don't know. I'm very hesitant to see how it works out, but I'm optimistic.
My strategy: I'm going to just fly the Dogtail in the middle of the enemy and hope it blows up again. Great strategy.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I think Mark and I are kind of the underdogs coming into this battle just because of our records during the slow grow campaign.
Yeah.
I know, Mark, you've had a rough time.
It's been rough. It's definitely been rough.
And I know I've had my butt handed to me a couple times by both of those guys, and it's been tough. So, but it'll be interesting to see. Their deep strike is maybe a little nerfed, but I don't know. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. We haven't rolled the mission yet, but.
Well, since then I've added a whole ton of green wing to my Raven wings, so the Dark Angel force is much bigger, but I'm staying really pure to the Raven wing until we finish up this this little slow grow, which I guess will be today. I suppose, right?
This is it. Yeah. And to point out too, our lists aren't really optimized. We went with themes, like I'm Primaris, and boy, have I found that really pure Primaris is really a hindrance. You're pure Raven wing, but hey, we even if we lose, we win on theme.
Yep. Yeah,
whatever you tell yourself.
There's no theme going on here.
What are you talking about?
Smash the Xenos players together.
Okay, red and white, I guess they're complementary. All right, guys, there you go. We're going to roll up the mission and come back with deployment. I just got to say, too, this battle report will probably be long because we've got a lot of points, and I'm sure there will be a lot of banter. So if banter's your thing, keep watching. If not, probably don't want to watch this one. All right, guys, we'll be back with deployment into the game, turn 1.
All right, so this is the 1,500 point Tyranid army. This is a little bit of a kind of going backwards. I'm trying to make it jive well enough with the Tau, which the Tyranids have decided to take control of. So just to start out, we have
that is false.
To start out, I have a Turvagon and a Malanthrope for 2 HQs. I have 2 units of 30 Termagants and 3 Rippers, which completes that formation. And then I have a Spearhead of Old One-Eye and 3 Carnifexes, all with Spore Cysts, Tusks, and I think Adrenal Glands, pretty sure. And then I have another Spearhead led by a Neurothrope, 2 Biovores, and 2 Molochs. And that brings me to 1497.
All right, so for the Tau, we have 2 different seps going on. So over on the right side, we have a commander with 4 fusions. He has 2 drones with him, 1 marker, 1 gun. This sept on this whole side is the Cecilia sept. I think I'm saying that correct. We have 1 unit of 4 drones, 3 gun, 1 marker. We have 2 units of stealth suits. One of them has a fusion in their squad. They are accompanied by 2 gun drones each. And then in the back we have 2 ghost keels. They are kitted out exactly the same. So the cyclic ion raker and then 2 burst cannons on the shoulders. They have target lock and ATS. So a -1 to all weapons. And target lock makes it so they're heavy when they move. It doesn't give them the +1. Over on our left-hand side, we have the Borkan sept. So we have a cold star with missile pod, high output burst cannon. He has ATS as well, giving all of his shots -1. In addition to that, I'm actually blanking on what else I gave him, so we'll come back to that. We have a Y-Tide in the background. His guns are standard, they never change. 2 units of drones, 3 marker lights, 1 gun drone. The reason for that more marker lights there is because the marker light is actually rated as heavy, so Borkan helps their laser go farther, which is nice. Oh, and the Cold Star also has 2 drones attached to him, 1 marker and 1 gun. And that is the Tau. I believe it comes to 1453.
Okay, second half of the Imperial forces is coming from the Raven Wing still. I changed up just a little bit, but not too much. So on the right, Samael will lead it. On the left is the Talon Master, who will be my Warlord. He has the Heavenfall Blade and the Brilliant Strategist Warlord trait. In the front line there are 6 Black Knights. And there are 2 further squads of bikes. Each have got 4 bikers. One squad has 2 plasma guns. The other squad has 2 melter guns. There's a power sword in with one and a power maul in the other. I have 2 individual attack bikes with multi-melters, and the Dark Shroud with heavy bolter. A regular land speeder. I didn't have enough points to get up to the Vengeance, so just a regular land speeder with an assault cannon and heavy bolter, and then the Dark Talon, which if they didn't go up in 40 points, I would have had enough points for the Vengeance, but he's now 200, so that is 1,499 points.
All right, here is my half of the Imperial Army for our Slow Grow campaign finale. We've got a battalion and whatever the elite one is, Vanguard? That's Vanguard, yeah. So leading that, I've got a Primaris Captain. Well, everything's Primaris. A Captain and a Lieutenant. 3 troops of Intercessors. We've got Hellblasters and a Repulsor to carry the Hellblasters. The Hellblasters got last cannons in the hull, onslaught cannon in the turret, so they're pretty good. Then in the Vanguard, that's led by a Librarian. It's got 2 Dreadnoughts and some Reavers and the Ancient there, so they're good to go as well. My Librarian will have Smite, Null Zone, and Might of Heroes. So that is my half, Ultramarine Primaris. All right, so we rolled off for the scenario. It is a supply drop out of the 2017 chapter approved. Basically, we have 6 objectives on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's one over here somewhere. 5, and then where's that 6th one? Oh, 6. So, oh no, the Dreadnought's sitting on the 6th one, sorry. I already pointed that one out. So the way that this works is on turn 3, the person that has the team that has the top of the turn is going to nominate 3 objectives, and then 2 of those 3 objectives are going to go away, leaving 1. And then the bottom of the turn 3, the other team is going to do the same thing with the 3 other objectives, so they can't pick the 1 objective that's already remaining. Each objective at the end of the game will be worth 3 points. We have Slay the Warlord, which we're going to allow to happen twice since we both have Warlords for each team. First Blood and Linebreaker are in play. The armies are deployed, if you haven't figured it out already, diagonally. The massive Tyranid horde. And their slaves, the Tau?
Yeah,
Is that how that works?
No,
Stop.
There's
No, you don't
chips
get
in the
interrupt.
bugs.
There's chips in the bug. All right, so the Tau and their pets, the Tyranids. Meanwhile, the Imperium, they've put aside their differences. Hopefully there will be no fallen nearby that the Dark Angels will drive off and go chase.
This is how we're going to feel later, a little black and blue.
Black and blue. Right.
After this.
So we have everything here. Pretty much they've got a lot in Deep Strike still. We have Reavers. And that's about it. We got about 100 points in Deep Strike. But they could win the game for us. I'm counting on that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and roll off. Who's going to roll off for your team?
Jake.
Mark, do you want to roll off?
I really don't.
Don't want to roll off?
Yeah.
All right, we deployed first as the Imperium, so we're going to get a +1. Will Ultramar win, or will
Will they what?
the Tau or High Fleet Kraken? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh.
5. Marked for. You can't use those dice. That's another channel. So it's going to be.
I'm going to seize it.
Oh yeah. Mark's going to seize it.
I've seen enough already.
We're sorry to do this to you guys now. We're sorry, but this is what's going to happen. All right. Let's see that sweet 6.
Skull is
It
bad.
depends on what he rolls.
Yes. For my Dark Angel pilot from the last battle. That's not it.
So confident.
All right, so it's going to be turn 1 for the Tyratau. Tyranids.
We'll workshop it.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll be back after movement. All right, we got a quick recap of movement.
For the Tyranids and their subservient mind slaves.
All right.
So I went ahead and did metabolic overdrive on this unit of Termagants, so they moved twice. I lost 5 in the process, but it's well worth it. I've kind of penned them in. This unit here did opportunistic advance, so they doubled their advance roll, so they've kind of moved up over there. And as you can see, the other Tyranids have tried to follow suit.
Nice.
And the Tau moved, and I don't know if it's really important.
Well, we see where they are. All right, so on to the bad guy psychic phase.
Psychic phase. Well, man.
All right, so we're going to start with this ghost keel up in the front. Sorry, I'm measuring something real quick here. All right, so we're shooting everything into Buster.
All right.
So we'll start off with overcharging the cyclic ion raker.
Okay. So what are you hitting on?
So now I'm hitting on 3s because I have 5 marker light hits on you.
Okay.
All right, so we didn't wound ourselves, which is nice. So take away the 2. I'm strength 8 now, so your strength's toughness 7.
Toughness 7.
So when you go on 3s. Nice.
5 wounds. What's the minus?
The minus is, hold on, come back.
Just say 7.
All right, so he's got a 3-up armor. It's -2, so I need a bunch of 5s. Let's see this. And we get no 5s. How much damage?
D3.
D3 each?
Yep.
All right.
This is the best he's ever done in his life.
Oh boy.
Oh, so there's 3, 6,
12.
7, 8, 9, 10,
All right.
11, 12.
He's got 1 wound left.
All right.
I want to shoot him with a biovore. I want to shoot him with a biovore.
The burst cannons.
No, I want to shoot him with a biovore.
8 burst cannon shots.
Is that the same robot?
Yep.
Oh.
3s. Okay.
Someone take these dice away from
And
me, please.
this is 5s to wound now. So we got 2 wounds.
You get to re-roll any of those because of the marker lights?
Oh yeah, we get to reroll the 1. No, it's 2 wounds.
2 wounds. All right, so let's see. No minus on these, right?
Oh, that was 2 wounds too. Yeah. Yeah, no minus. -1. Sorry.
-1. All right, so 2 4-ups right here. Ah, he's destroyed. Do I want to spend a command point? No, I don't.
Because if he blows up, he might want to do
Yep.
it then.
All right, so does he blow up on a 6? He does.
That might be the command
I want to spend a command point. Whoa. There we go. So he just goes, do I get it back? 5 up. No, I don't. So that's 1 command point, and you, with your first unit shooting, kill a dreadnought.
Normally they do nothing.
Who shot
Yeah.
This guy.
All right, so here's a recap of the Imperium's movement. The lines have moved forward a little bit. The important thing is Mark's flyer flew across, bombed with the stasis bomb, the gaunts, and how many did you kill?
Only killed 4.
Only killed 4.
They also got Speed of the Raven on him, so he actually was advanced. It's got a 4+ invuln, but it can shoot as normal.
Nice. And then here you can kind of see my play. I'm bringing Hot Diggity Dog. He wants to avenge his deceased Dreadnought brethren, and hopefully we can clear out these gaunts and get a charge in.
Why are you charging Tyranids? The Tau did it.
Well, we'll see. We know you're in cahoots. We're not dumb. All right, so on to Space Marine Psychic. All right, so I think for shooting, since we have so much shooting going on and so much re-rolling, I think we're going to come back. If we have any like crucial dice rolls we want on camera, we'll get it. But I think we're actually going to do it all off camera and come back with a recap because, man, I'm hoping we do something here, Mark.
Okay.
So let's do it. All right, so shooting is done. After a lot of dice were rolled, we wiped out 1 unit of gaunts. We wiped out 1 ghost keel and all the attendant drones. We did some damage to the other unit of gaunts. We did some heavy damage to that Carnifex over there. I think he's down to 2 wounds. But that's about it for shooting, so we're going into the assault phase. I've got Hot Diggity Dog declaring a charge against your whatever that thing is. The mom.
The big bitch.
Yep. Do you want to... Jacob just ran away.
Bring these guys just to kind of show us.
All right, recapping the horrible, horrible assault phase. So, Hot Diggity Dog completely whiffed. Even with Might of Heroes, he rolled 3 ones to attack. He did damage.
Wounded twice.
Yeah, he wounded twice, but he rolled 1s for his damage, and we even re-rolled the damage and got another 3 ones.
And I got the command point.
So we got 2 damage on the Turvagon. Unfortunately, the Turvagon hit back and did 6 damage to Hot Diggity Dog.
1 hit did 6 damage.
Terrible. And then over here, my intercessors did kill a couple, and the gaunts failed in their attack back. But that's it for Imperium.
I got nothing to say.
I got nothing to say. Yeah, that was just terrible. So on to Tyranid, turn 2.
To your Tau.
All right, movement is completed. What do you got?
Tyranids, which are really the chief between these in this partnership. We over here went ahead and positioned Old One Eye to take out these Primaris. These 2 Carnifexes are kind of eyeballing that attack bike. I have spawned a clutch of Termagants, and then that unit actually broke off of combat. See about going over here. The Turvagon broke off with the Dreadnought, and then finally a Moloch has come out from the deep. Unfortunately, I didn't really do much, but I did do a reroll, and on the Chapter Master, I was able to do a flat 3 mortal wounds on him. Some Tau arrived, doesn't really matter. on a Psychic, right?
I move my Y tied up, his full move, and he will be overcharging, which is why he's down a wound now. The Fusion Commander came in. He's 18, or just within his 18-inch range of
The Flying Church.
that thing.
Yeah.
Take me to the church.
All right, so on to Psychic phase for the bugs.
That's right.
Okay, recap the Psychic phase. You horrored my repulsor again.
Forward, yes.
And I managed to dispel or whatever your catalyst.
I lost the Black Knight.
But you lost a Black Knight to
Black Knight.
Was smoten, smitten, whatever. All right, so on to shooting phase.
That's dumb phase.
Imperium.
Mostly Tau.
Tau.
All right, so the Avara is going to shoot his flamethrower up into this flyer. I am overcharged, so that's 3d6 worth of shots.
Please roll
Oh,
low.
13 hits.
shots. All right. And what's the strength on that?
6.
Where's the big gun going into?
So you're wounding on 4s?
He's wounding on 4s.
Jake, where's the big gun going into?
Oh, and the anti-tank gun's going into the tank.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Alrighty, there we go.
All right, wounding on 4s.
It's a lot of 4s.
Yep, it is. All right, so it looks like you got, what, 8?
Yep, 8 hits.
Minus?
-3, so you're invuln because you
Yeah,
have
4
that
up
strategy.
in bone.
Pinball.
I have to make more than half, otherwise he goes down. Because it's 3 damage each, right?
Yeah.
Flat 3 damage, all right, so we need lots of 4-ups.
That's not it.
Yep.
Wow.
Made 2.
Does he explode?
Oh, yeah, please explode
Mark's got a
again.
quick reaction time on
Please
the
explode again. No.
Ah, so close. All right, so the flyer's down with just 1 of the Uvaris weapons. He's not a overpowered Forge World unit at all. And
It was a fly.
Shame on you for
Next.
taking Forge World units, Jake.
yeah, you're right,
I
Jacob.
know, who would
Oh, wait.
do that?
All right, so
Next.
I'm overcharging the ionic discharge cannon.
And what's that
So
range?
We get the range is
18?
18 because of the Borcan sept trait.
Convenient.
So with this one, I get 3d3 shots.
3d3 shots. All right.
So 3, 4, 5,
Six.
6.
One of each one. All right.
That's average. Hitting on.
I'm hitting you on 3s now because you have 5 marker lights on you,
Okay.
and then re-rolling the 1s.
Let's see some 2s.
Thank goodness for re-rolling the 1s.
Yeah.
Convert, convert.
Yeah, so that's 4 hits.
Yep, so 4 hits,
Toughness.
strength 10. So
3s.
Yep, when you're on 3s, I'll go through.
Minus.
The minus on it, ionic discharge cannon, no reactor, is a -3, but it is a -4 because of my ATS. And then the target suffers D3 mortal wounds in addition to all other damage for each wound roll of a 6 made on this weapon. So I rolled 2
You think
6s.
he's making this stuff up?
So D3 mortal wounds.
He's making up acronyms and ATS.
So 2 mortal wounds in addition to this.
And that is what?
3 damage each.
12, 14. So he is down to 2 wounds.
Bioforce!
So we-
Bioforce!
So he's not overpowered, is that what we're saying?
Please,
not
Bioforce.
overpowered in the least. No.
I rolled, that's the best I've ever rolled on him, I think.
We've heard that a lot all the time, don't we?
This kid is insane!
It's been a great game.
All right, so he's down to 2 wounds.
Oh, that was crazy.
All right, recapping shooting, it was not good for the forces of the Imperium. The Yavara he single-handedly shot down the airplane and
12
did
wounds, right?
14 wounds to my repulsor, and then the ghost keel, I think, finished him off, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And we lost a couple Black Knights, we lost a couple Marines,
But we gained some spore mines.
and you gained some spore mines. So the Tyranids just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Oh, and my fusion commander kind of rolled poorly on his damage and only did 4 damage to the church.
Flying Church.
You rolled average? Oh, man.
All right, so on to Marine turn. No, charge phase. So Jacob can actually do something
Yay!
there.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so charges are done. Old One Eye charged those Primaris, and the Gaunts charged my Dreadnought, Hot Diggity Dog, but he did kill a couple in Overwatch Fire before they came in. So now on to the combat, and we'll be back on cooldown. Okay, recapping the close combat phase. Old One Eye.
Old One Eye did what Old One Eye does best, and caused a lot of wounds and murdered a poor Primaris squad. And then over here with Hot Diggity, I encircled him, made him take 2 saves, he passed, and then he went ahead and squashed 3 Termagants.
Yep, which will probably just get replaced by the mom.
Yeah.
All right, so on to Imperium turn 2. Turn 2. God, we are in so much trouble. All right, turn 2.
Yes,
All right, we are recapping movement for the Imperium. Are you ready for this, guys?
Yes.
All right, these guys moved out a little bit to get range on the Carnifexes. Over there, we've kind of swooped around to put as much fire as we can on that stupid Yavara.
Kill it.
That's the plan.
Do what you want.
And that's really about it. My remaining Primaris are kind of screening over here. We'll see what we can do. So on to Psychic Phase. All right, Psychic Phase, done, failed, failure across the board. Stupid deny. You should be. You should be. On to shooting. The one phase we still sucked at that one. But we'll see what we
You
can
can do good this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
All you
I
have to
believe.
do is
Thank
kill
you.
13 wounds of a giant robot.
All right. Well, yeah. Which giant robot? All right, on to shoot. All right, recapping the shooting phase. We did 1 wound over here. All of these guys. Over here, let's see. I melted a Hellblaster, and you melted a bike with plasma. But we did manage to kill that Yavara. How do you feel about that, Jake?
I think that's good for you guys. If it didn't die
something.
that turn, it would have been rough.
And the Moloch.
And the Moloch was gunned down by all the
Melter and
all the melt and stuff.
And you dropped an orbital bombardment right here.
And I dropped an orbital bombardment and killed some
I think you
drones.
dropped carrots. I don't think you
Yeah, I
dropped
dropped something. Pillows.
And then I stole that command point, so I'm at 1 command point.
All right, so on to the assault phase, or charge phase. All right, so charge phase is over. We charged a lot. Intercessors, lieutenant, captain, bikes. Land speeder. So we are in. We're going to try to free Hot Diggity Dog here. All right, recapping the fight phase. We killed a bunch of gaunts. I think they're down to 5 gaunts in there, but it wasn't enough. Close, but through some trickery and caustic blood, he managed to put more mortal wounds on my captain and a bike. But Hot Diggity Dog.
The unit's still alive.
And the unit's still alive, so the mama's going to poop out 10 more. All right, so on to the bad guys' turn.
Tyranids.
All right, so at the start of turn 3, they selected 3 objectives, and 2 of them went away, the 2 that are over here. The 3rd objective that they selected is there under the Black Knights, which means we're holding an objective.
Well, we're not actually, because he has objective secured.
Oh, he has objective secured.
I still have that. So technically we don't.
All right, but jeez, okay. All right, so on to movement for Tyranids. All right, recapping movement. All of these guys are closing in on these poor bikes. 3 Carnifexes.
No such thing as poor bikes.
All right. Those poor Carnifexes falling into Mark's trap.
Exactly.
And here, another stupid Moloch popped up and killed my captain. My captain was killed with all mortal wounds.
6 mortal wounds.
6 mortal wounds. I didn't get to save him.
Chapter Master.
Chapter Master, yeah. And he also killed with a mortal wound a Hellblaster, but as the Hellblaster died, he fired and killed Jacob's Carnifex.
That was pretty awesome.
Take that. Although I now have just 1 Hellblaster left, which is kind of sad.
He loves it.
All right, on to Psychic phase. All right, Psychic was pretty much a shutdown, although you did get Catalyst off. I did dispel a smite with my Librarian, and he failed something, right? No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You got 1 more smite in there, don't you?
I failed the horror.
Oh, you failed the horror. Yeah. All right, so on to shooting phase. That's you, Jake.
Tau shooting phase.
You're up.
My turn!
All right, recapping shooting. They took a big chunk out of us, but with the Marines in combat and Hot Diggity Dog in combat, Jake's targets was really limited in targets. He killed a bike, he killed a couple of Marines, including the last Hellblaster, and put some wounds on the attack bike, but that's about it. So now into the assault phase. All right, so kind of a lackluster assault phase. Maybe we're both getting tired. We killed some Gaunts there, but you didn't wound Hot Diggity Dog, and your floating fart bug failed to wound the intercessors, but they did 2 wounds back to him. Oh. So that's good for them, right?
Good for everyone.
Yeah. All right, so on to the bottom of turn 3. So we're going to see which objectives disappear for us.
Okay.
All right, so movement-wise, we've got these guys. They could not escape. They could not move far enough for those Carnifexes to cut them off, so they're doing a heroic charge over here. 5 bikes against 3 Carnifexes, including old One Eye. That's kind of terrifying. We got this. We got this. And then over here, Hot Diggity Dog was able to pull back, so he'll be able to shoot. These guys moved up. Oops, I moved them a little bit too close. And over here, we've made a charge. 1 last glorious charge. We're going after everything we can go after. And then finally, my Reavers over there deep struck. Oh, these bikes pulled out of combat.
And put a command point so they can still shoot.
Yep, yep. So that's good. All right, so on to Psychic phase. We still have a Psychic phase.
Sweet.
All right, Psychic phase is over. All I managed to do was get Might of Heroes on my Librarian. He denied my smite. So on to the shooting phase. Oh, the recap is pathetic.
It is.
It's sad. So over here,
Don't do it.
yeah, you can see.
I can recap.
3 wounds.
Well, I mean, the multi-melter hit, failed to wound. I got 4 hits from overcharged plasma, failed to wound, needing 3, so there was 5 under 3s. I know, I'm feeling really good about it. Same thing here, 2 missed melter shots here. Guess what, multi-melter hit, failed to wound.
Failed to wound.
This was a disaster.
Disaster. Well, at least you didn't melt yourself with plasma.
I didn't plasma myself, but a wound here. Actually, it was better over here. We cleared out some drones. We're ready to try and get into assault.
Yeah.
Took a few wounds off the
And we
ghost
killed the last of the stupid Termagants.
Goddamn Termagants.
So we figure out we've killed 80 of them so far this game.
Yes, pretty much.
All right, so we are close to 80. So we are on to the charge phase.
Yep.
All right, the charge phase is done. We've got quite a bit. We've got Samael in contact with the Fusion Commander. We've got Talon Master with the Ghost Keel. We've got the Lieutenant against the Brain Bug. And we've got the Librarian against the Fart Bug. We've got all these guys up against the Burrowing Bug. And even the Reavers, they managed to charge the Artillery Bug. The other Fart Bug. And so on to the fight phase.
All right, so
all right, so close combat is over. It was pretty productive.
Yeah.
The Dark Angels were able to kill Commander and the Ghost Keel, while I didn't do much. I wounded the Farty guy and the Brain guy, and I wounded the Biovore over there. We didn't do. Did we do any wounds to Moloch?
Yeah, a couple. He's like got 9
but he
still.
ate my banner. I hope you choke on that flag. But that's it. So on to these guys. Turn 4. Okay, recapping some movement.
Tier Tau. So over here, Carnifexes that Carnifex is likely to be alive. This old one is going to go ahead and help his buddy out, and then this one went ahead and advanced over here. I've broken out a combo with almost everyone, moved forward. The Moloch is also kind of sidled to his left a little bit. The Tau...
the stealth suits all jumped on top of terrain so they can get better armor. We're just keeping everything close because we can jump in for suits and we can get better overwatch. The Cold Star Assault moved all the way on the other side of the board, and that's it.
All right, so on to Psychic phase.
Psychic.
All right, Psychic phase recap.
Yeah, so I went ahead and did a smite on this little lieutenant, and I was able to put Catalyst onto the Moloch again.
All right, and you failed. Don't forget your failure.
No, I don't talk about that. The horror. I meant
failed the
yeah,
horror.
Yeah, it's all right.
He tried to horror Samael, and Samael said nope. All right, on to shooting for the Tau.
And the Biovore.
And the Biovore. And your Trigon. Or, no, Turvagon.
It's a 4, so I guess I'll do.
All right, shooting recap. Jake, what'd you do?
I actually consider that pretty good, consider what I have. I killed the Lieutenant here.
You killed my Lieutenant.
I dropped him by 3 wounds.
My
and
Librarian.
I put 2 wounds on the bike.
On the bike. All right, so into the assault or the charge phase. Okay, recapping the charge phase. These 2 Carnifexes got in. Over there, all of that red got in there. So they're assaulting basically Hot Diggity Dog and the Ravenwing bikes. So we'll see what happens. And that brain guy, or no, sorry, the smelly cloud guy, he failed his charge. On to the fight phase. All right, assault phase recap. It was pretty brutal. Carnifex, they wiped out the Ravenwing over here, and lousy old one-eye got off. What did he use to run that?
Voracious Appetite.
Voracious Appetite. Over there, they're punching each other. They did a lot of wounds to Hot Diggity Dog, but he's still in the fight, and he managed to do a couple wounds to the Turvagon. And my Reavers killed the Biovore they were fighting, and now they're heading back over to this scrum. So basically, this battle is going to be won or lost right here. We have 2 objectives, this one and this one buried here, going into the bottom of turn 4. All right, recapping movement. Mark is bravely blocking these Carnifexes with his flying church. We are pulling back, and we're going to try to concentrate. Wipe these guys out, and we might have a shot at this. It's a long shot, but maybe so. So everyone's kind of converging over here, and I swung out my remaining tactical marines or intercessors to kind of hopefully be distraction troops. So on to Psychic phase. Psychic phase was a bust, so on to shooting.
Whoa, great for us.
Laugh it up. All right, recapping shooting for the Imperium. We didn't do much, did we?
No.
We killed
The spore mine.
The spore mine.
2 drones.
Did you kill any drones over there?
Yeah, I got
two drones. And you did 2 wounds at Carnifex.
You got 20.
Can you take a morale test on them, fail?
They do take a morale test.
Ooh.
So, go ahead, sure.
Okay.
They passed.
I did it.
Yay. All right, so on to the charge phase.
Why do they have them?
What's the objective?
All right, charge phase. It is kind of crazy. So over here, Librarian charged the Brain Guy, and look at this. This is just madness. The Reavers made it in. These bikes, Samael made it in. The Talon Master, Hot Diggity Dog. It's just going to be crazy. And then we'll see what happens. We're going into the fight phase.
So let me...
All right, the fight phase is over. We killed the
fish.
Turvagon.
Yes.
So the warlord for the Tyranids is now dead. We did some significant damage to the the Moloch.
He's got 5 wounds
He's got
left.
5 wounds left. But I did a couple of wounds to your Malanthrope.
Yep.
But in return, you killed my Librarian, you
Swallow
punk.
hole.
How could you? But Hot Diggity Dog's still alive. He bounced a las cannon basically off his chest, one of those claws. Very nice. So on
He tried
to...
to swallow you.
He tried to swallow.
He's still got that flag stuck in his throat.
Right. All right, so we're going on to turn 5, and this is actually a lot closer than I thought. I thought we were doomed,
Yeah, I
but
did too.
we're turning it into a game.
So
It's
negative.
still bad.
You're so negative.
So negative. All right, on to, hey, get that off the field.
What?
That thing.
Oh, well, it's not even the field.
Now you see, now they're out of synapse. All right, on to turn 5. All right, movement recap for top of turn 5. What are you guys doing?
All right, Tyranids. I am hiding or smuggling this little Carnifex here for some line breaker. Mark was a jerk, so I'm gonna go around here. Gonna have to destroy this stupid church with my claws.
You will try.
Malanthrope shifted a little bit. The important thing is the Neurothrope flew out of combat, said screw you guys, and now he's out, but he may or may not get back in.
Okay.
And then what did the Tau do? Doesn't matter.
We stayed over here. We shuffled some drones around, and the Cold Star moved
Doesn't
up.
matter.
He didn't advance.
All right, so on to psychic phase.
Yeah.
Okay, recapping psychic phase.
So it'll put the horror on Samael, and I put a single mortal wound with smite onto the attack bike.
All right, so
bad.
on to the shooting phase, as it were. All right, recapping the shooting phase. What'd you do, Jake?
Nothing really. I rolled really, really terribly.
Yeah, you killed one guy there.
No, Jake did.
Oh, Jake killed that one guy there.
I did 1 wound to him, and Jake hit him
Between
with
the
a
two of
mortal
you, you
wound.
killed
And you
guy.
killed one guy over there.
And then I killed one guy over there and did a wound.
All right, and then so on to the charge phase.
Best phase of the game.
Recapping the charge phase. What'd you guys do?
Charged.
Yes,
So
you did.
Malanthrope charged this single tactical marine. All of these marker, whatever, I don't know, these drones. They charge too.
That's still accurate.
These guys are swooping around, getting into this stupid roadblock, and then the Neurothrope went ahead and charged into combat, more for safety.
All right. So on to the fight phase. Let's see what you guys can do. All right, recapping the fight phase. It was, let's see, those guys all swung at that one sergeant, and he was a champ. He
How many guys did he kill?
None. This turn. And then over here, you blew up the church.
There was something there.
Consolidated in, but then
the church blew up though.
the church did blow up. Yes, that's right.
wound
A
here
6.
and 2 wounds there.
Yeah, a wound, 2 wounds on old One Eye, which is cool. And then he into that other Intercessor Sergeant and took a wound from the Intercessor Sergeant. Hot Diggity took a wound, but punched the Moloch for 2 wounds. They're just slowly going to kill each other. So now we're going into the bottom of 5. It's the Imperium turn. So let's see what we can do.
Okay.
All right, recapping movement. Most of the Ravenwing pulled out of this fight, leaving Hot Diggity Dog and the Reavers to finish it. They flew over here to deal with the Tau scum. Hopefully those guys can be annihilated. I pulled my one Intercessor Sergeant out to hold Objective 1, so if the game ends, we win. We can win. We can win, yes.
The game wins.
The game wins. Don't we all win? But that's it. So we're going to go into no psychic, so we're going to go straight to shooting.
Where'd your psychic go?
He Yeah, I should just like roll down. See if the game ends.
All right, shooting recap. Not too much. Mark managed to kill 2 stealth suits and a couple of drones. My sergeant there heroically shot one of those drones and blew it up. Heroically did it. Yes, he did it. And so now we're on to the charge phase. All right, charges are over. All 3 of those Raven Wing units got into it there. My Reavers got in with the Mawlock, and we're off to the fight phase. Jacob's favorite phase.
That's right.
Okay. All right, recap. This was pretty big. So Hot Diggity Dog punched the Mawlock, hit 4 times, 4s, 5s, and 6s, wounded 4 times. The Mawlock exploded, did his death throws, and did a mortal wound back on Hot Diggity Dog. So Hot Diggity Dog won that fight finally, but he's down to 1 wound, and that's it. Over there, my sergeant killed 1 more drone, and I think that's it for assault, right? Oh, over there.
5 suits.
You got 5 suits in assault.
No, it's actually out of shooting. I think I killed 3 suits in assault, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
3
Anyway,
suits.
you killed a bunch more, so
Mark, you rolling?
Jake's running.
Yeah, no,
So-
I don't know if I want to roll.
So is it us? Do we roll to see if the
Actually,
game is
it
over?
says- Is it the first person?
We'll check to see who gets to roll.
Alright.
All right, so it's going to be Jacob that's rolling the die. On a 3+, the game continues. A 1 or 2, it is over. And it continues, so goes to turn 6.
Why?
The feast continues.
You can always surrender, guys.
Never give up.
Okay.
Never surrender.
Recap your movement, this time for real.
All right, so Carnifexes are going to double down over here. We think we can handle that. We've also spread out everything over here to try and impede them from actually being able to hold this objective. We'll see how that works. I don't know if you have anything else to add.
Nope, not really. Just carefully move the drones around to try to slow them down, but that's about it.
All right, on to Psychic. Recapping the Psychic phase, they killed Hot Diggity Dog with a smite. I'm very sad.
And I put the horror on this guy.
And the horror on that guy. So on to the shooting phase. Alright, shooting phase is over. It was very efficient. They killed both of my intercessor sergeants and put a wound on the sergeant over there, the Ravenwing sergeant. So on to the charge phase. Oh, that might be the most awesome charge phase in the history of charge phases.
That was pretty much
Old
it.
one I needed what, Jacob?
I needed a 7.
And you rolled a 5. And then the other Carnifex needed a 5.
And I rolled a 4.
And you rolled a 4.
I'm out of command points.
So he failed.
And we're not sharing command points.
And we're not sharing command points. So that's actually really, really big. So we're going to the bottom of 6.
Yeah.
All right.
For
take care of business.
Yeah, here we go. All right, recapping movement. Basically, Mark swung his whole force around to put as much fire as he can into these Carnifexes. And then the Reavers moved up to maybe deal with the Brain guy. And he's staying back there for Line Breaker. He's just within their distance. So we'll see what we can do. Oh, the attack bike came around. The 1 wound attack bike. Maybe he will be the man of the match. We'll see. All right, so into the shooting phase because we don't have Psychic.
Okay.
All right, recapping the shooting phase. It wasn't, well, it was good and bad. We killed the Carnifex that was badly wounded. We basically cleared out all the chaff there, all of Jake's remaining drones and stealth suit. So Jake's down to 1 model. I have 5.
Best model.
Your best model. So now it's the assault phase.
All right.
All right, the fight phase is not over, but here's the state of the game. The Reavers killed the Brain Bug. Samael
Put 2 wounds.
whiffed.
Whiffed completely.
Top did only 2 wounds to Old One Eye.
damage, yeah.
Whiffed. And whiffed over there.
Everything on the
So-
Salamaster.
And he accidentally put them too far apart to help each other.
Yes, I did.
So-
Like an idiot.
Old One Eye is going to be swinging back. So we'll get this on camera. Jake, what are you doing?
Well, I feel like I should put it all into Samael.
Okay.
Because he's Samael. So, Thresher Scythe. It's D3 attacks. Going for the
2
full
attacks.
Monty. 2 attacks. He hits. Yeah, those both hit. They are strength 4, so 5s. Nothing.
All right.
All right.
We survived the first round. What are these?
These are the Sighting Talons.
Sighting Talons.
So to reroll that, that is not good.
That was
All
terrible.
right, 2s go away.
Actually, oh, no, never mind. No,
You hit them
no,
twos.
I get +1 to hit. You can have 1 to hit for a fight roll with friendly Carnifexes. Never mind, those hit.
Wait, what?
Is he a friendly card?
Yeah, I'm a
Oh.
Carnifex. Yeah.
Wait,
that's
What
my
are you
reroll
friendly?
1. So I hit that. These
You
two,
get,
these
when you
generate 2 more.
charge, you get the 2s to hit.
Well, yeah, because I'm Alpha Leader. I'm 3. I have weapon skill 3+. So, all right.
Wounding on 3s.
3s.
It's normally a 1 plus 1.
All right, so we got
2, 4.
4 ups, Mark. You got this.
Definitely possible.
No.
No.
3 damage each?
3 damage each.
Yeah, he's gone.
9. Kills Samael
Nom 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 nom.
and gives you guys another warlord.
Yeah.
We have to take one objective. but every, like,
All right,
He was supposed to.
your
Sorry, when
Malanthrop
he
gets to
assaulted,
go.
he was supposed to go here.
Well,
It didn't matter with his. I want to roll
I
a
know,
5
but
and 6
it was
right
like-
now.
All right, so here we are, the end of the fight phase. Basically, nothing much happened there. You did a wound to Talonmaster, right? Jake? And over there, the Biovore took a couple of wounds, but not enough to kill him. So that's the end of turn 5, or sorry, turn 6. So it's our turn to roll. So Mark, the game continues on a 5+. We want it to end because it's like midnight. And it is over.
we're all happy.
Yay! All right. And so, really quickly, we'll have a recap. We'll set up for a recap real quick. But right now, it is a
you guys won.
You got it.
Imperial victory. So good game, guys.
Yeah.
It was good.
Congratulations. Sorry, I gotta do the weird handshake because I got the camera. All right, we'll set up for a post-game show. All right, guys, there you go. So the final score was 5 for the Imperium, 4 for the Xenos. Wow, it has been a grueling battle. It's past midnight.
We're exhausted.
I'm so tired.
And it was quite an amazing battle. So let's start with the losers over there. What do you guys think of the battle?
It was good. I think we came out swinging. I think the first couple turns were amazing. Jake had amazing luck. John and Mark can't roll dice to save their lives. I was passing catalysts like it was nobody's business. However, I think there was a good turn where we left an opening and they took it, and I'm surprised how quick Tau crumbled. I felt like one turn we had all this firepower, and then a turn later it's like, oh, I could only shoot 2 guns or something. It was very.
Well, I think one thing was really hard was where the Tyranids, one of the strongest units they have is their Carnifexes, and all of your Carnifexes went the other way. So then it made it a very easy window
Dissension.
to just come
Yeah.
in.
Already, so Jake, your Tyranid, or sorry, your Tau.
Or were they Tyranids?
What do you think? What do you think? I think you were Tyranids because you had less on the board than Jacob did at the end. So.
But we lost. So
I like
wanna
to
say we're
think.
Tau.
I like to think the Cold Star just grabbed a Synapse creature and then flew off.
So you had amazing luck turn 1.
Yeah, it
You
was pretty
blew
crazy.
up my 1 Dreadnought before I even got a chance to do it. And turn 2, you blew up my Repulsor.
Yeah, and then I took out the Dark Talon
the
too,
Dark Talon.
which is the best the White Tide's ever done. Normally I always whiff hard on him, and he really lit it up that turn.
So that was really good, but it seems like when you have to get mid-range to use all your weapons, then if there's anything alive, they can hammer you back pretty hard.
Well, yeah, and like my Fusion Commander totally flopped. One turn I thought he'd get some shooting, he just didn't have a target, and then he just like totally flopped again on other ones, which was really brutal for him.
And it seems like you guys concentrated on me, whether that was on purpose or not. But it
Yeah,
left,
I annihilated your army.
yeah, but it left Mark's really maneuverable army pretty much intact. I mean, you still had, well, right up until the very end.
Until the end, yeah. Yep.
Some stuff which I think you were able to hop around,
Yeah, cause some good damage.
kill the Tau, be back for the objective. It was good.
Yeah.
So Mark, what do you think of our victory?
Surprised. I am super surprised
Very
we pulled that out. As usual, it's like on my luck against Jacob on the end. I mean, the dice do not like when I play him. With that one turn of where all the melter either missed or all hit and then failed to wound on needing 2s and 3s. That was brutal. But against Jake, for some reason, everything decided they wanted to hit, kill everything.
It was just like, you touched me, boom, gone.
Yeah, and even on the end, with the 2 charge from these guys, which statistically should have no problem taking out what was left of one eye, taking out the other guy and completely whiffed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was hard. So it was really competitive, and we lost going first, and we were hit really hard, and we had at least 2 or 3 turns of terrible dice rolls.
Yeah.
Like that, my first round of shooting was just horrendously bad, but we were able to pull it out. As far as the Ultramarines, I liked what they did. The Primaris, if nothing else, the Primaris aren't very competitive, but they can take wounds. They can hang out and survive. So I still had a few guys, and my Reavers did something. They hardly ever do anything, so I was quite pleased with that.
Well, I think your tankiness and the amount of firepower you took, so you took in a ton of firepower at the beginning, which then left me open to kind of get out and actually create some space for myself instead of being hemmed in. So even though, you got beat pretty bad in the first turns, you kind of really did the Raven a favor, because I was able to get out, and the melter guns, they actually did pretty good on the wide tide. They stripped him down good once these guys got into combat, and they really started doing some work.
Oh yeah, that was some awesome luck you had on the wide tide too. With the 2 dice, you did 11 wounds to him.
That was awesome.
And I failed the invuln on it.
Yeah.
And so you got to do what Raven Wing does best, which was awesome to see. All right, let's go MVPs. We'll start down there. Jacob, your MVP of the game. What did he do? Who is it?
Well, Mark split, so I'm splitting. Old One Eye, because this is just, as a fan from high school, when I did this as a little kid, I just love the model, I love the character, and I put him in good situations, and he always performs. He killed more beyond his points this time, and I think I used him somewhat better than I have in the past. The other MVP was the Humble Spore Mine, because no matter whatever happens, it's always going to annoy your opponent, hinder their movement, make them think twice. In this game, I think it just slowed it down, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was really good. The Spore Mine is an awesome blocker, and it screws up your movement, screws up charges, it screws up shooting at a character because the stupid Spore Mine's closer. And you have to waste a heavy bolter on it or an assault cannon to kill it. It's just good. All right, Jake, your MVP.
So the White Tide probably did the best overall, but my Ghost Keel is the MVP, because historically they never do anything. But that first turn, the Ghost Keel single-handedly blew up your
Buster,
Dreadnought Buster, The Cyclic Ion Raker hit with everything, and then I rolled for D3 damage, and I didn't roll lower than a 4. Like, it was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, he was gone. It was sad. All right, Mark, how about you? The MVPs?
I know I should only supposed to pick one, but this was more of a tag team that these guys did. This is probably the best I've used them. They worked for me until the very last turn. I mean, up until that point, combined with the shooting and the assault. I mean, once they got an assault, they started to really tear through a lot of things. And I say again, until that very last turn, but up until that point, they must have. I don't know how many points that they destroyed this game, but it was significant.
They were awesome, and it was pretty epic, but really sad that Old One Eye killed LIL.
It was a fitting end to the campaign.
So I'm picking Hot Diggity Dog as mine because he,
Sorry, I'm just interrupting. Actually, you did not get the Warlord. This was my Warlord.
Oh,
So it was actually only 5-3.
The final score was 5-3. That was very nice. So Hot Diggity Dog's mine. He whiffed the first turn. He ran up to the Turvagon and tried to punch it and only did like 1 wound. That's just terrible. Well, my whole turn was terrible for everybody, so not just Hot Diggity Dog. But it was a great strategy. We cleaned out 30 gaunts to get to him, and then I totally whiffed on it. But he survived charges till the very end.
He's a beast.
And then he and the Mawloc were trading blows for a couple turns, and then finally he went down to a smite. But not before he crushed the Mawloc with his fist. So again, pretty cinematic. So I was pretty happy. But overall, though, so let's talk about the slow grow. Jake, when you started the slow grow, Tyranids did not have a codex. We were still using the index. How do you feel from where we started with 500 points to where we are now?
So they didn't have a codex. I started this army last edition by just slowly painting Termagants when I didn't have anything else to paint. So I don't know. I went from like buying stuff for a 7th edition army to then painting for an 8th edition index and then getting a codex. So it's evolved, and especially with this new special rules where you can't deep strike on turn 1. it's different. I still like it. It's aggressive and fast, and that's how I like my armies.
How about you, Jake? You didn't have a codex either when we started the slow grow.
I think this was my first game with the codex on the channel.
On the channel, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, so I forgot rules too, which would have helped. But this is only, I think, my third game ever with my codex. So there's still a lot of little quirks with Tau, and I was running 2 different steps, so it's a lot to think about. But they're definitely way stronger. For some reason, crisis suits stayed the same, so I still didn't add those in that list. That's what I was kind of excited for, but they're still terrible. So Ghost Keel's got a huge upgrade, so that's why I added a second Ghost Keel, which is pretty exciting. Commanders, the new favorite thing to do with Commanders now is Cold Stars with 4 fusion, because now they can take different weapons. So that's probably an avenue. I'd probably add one in one of those, just because it's such a good option. But yeah, it's nice to have a codex.
And Mark, you didn't have a codex when we started.
No, when we started, no. So, and although I think mine overall didn't change that much, I think when the codex came out, yeah, you get a few stratagems, but the Raven Wing can't use that many. I got the Speed of the Raven, the Weapons of the Dark Age, but it seems like the Black Knights get picked on quickly. So I almost kind of started to use them more for distraction, and hopefully they take a lot of fire. This guy was, of course, was new in the codex and has been a great addition. But based on today's game, I think running some Raven Wing with a nice fire base of some tanky Dark Angels with maybe some, like, say, Hellblasters, a Redemptive Dreadnought, just meant to kind of hold and then use the Raven Wing on the flank. Might be a good way to play them, rather than just pure Raven Wing. Yeah. Plus get the command points, because I can't get command points while they're all fast attack.
Yeah, it's true. And I think I started, maybe the first game I didn't have the Space Marine Codex, but I've used it most of it, and it's pretty good. Primaris by themselves just are not competitive. Death Watch, maybe where it is, but I really liked him, and I'm looking forward to adding in some more non-Primaris units to my list moving forward. But there you go, guys. So we're still in discussion what our next slow grow is going to be and when we're going to start. So we'll let you know when we figure it out. But we hope you enjoyed this one. We really had a good time. We've been doing this for probably over 6 months now, this slow grow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's been really fun, though. It was a great introduction to 8th edition, and I think we all feel a lot more comfortable with it. So from all of us, we thank you for watching, and as always, keep on wargaming.